I once flirted with Reese Witherspoon on behalf of my mom, who is straight and married to my dad. Had a kind of one-upping conversation with Jake Gyllenhaal, and had to change my sister's soiled pants in a span of 10 minutes. It's another story time with Matt. So this all took place 10 years ago when I still lived in Philadelphia. And I had no idea I'd end up being in Hollywood or seeing Jake and Reese at different points over the past few years. And they were actually dating at the time. So it was definitely pre-Taylor Swift. I think Reese was shooting a movie in Philadelphia and I was in the car with my dad. We were picking my sister up from the train station. I guess she was in from college or something. So we picked my sister up. We're driving back through the city, back to our house. And we drive past this one street corner where there's a restaurant. And my dad said, I think that's Reese Witherspoon. My sister and I were like, no way. We go back around the block. So finally we were like confirmed it's them. So my dad's like, why don't you get out and try to talk to them? And my sister was already getting cold feet with the situation. I was like, I don't know. I was like, yeah, sure, we'll go out and talk to them. Initially, my dad was walking with us, but then he decided to hang back. It'd be kind of weird to have an older guy with like two sort of younger kids trying to talk to Reese Witherspoon and Jake Gyllenhaal. And they're actually sitting outside at this point. It's a two-person table, and it's the only outside table, and nobody else is around. So my sister and I kind of meandered past their table, in hindsight, just glaring at them like this. So Reese is like, hey, guys. So I drop a gem of an opener line, and I said, Reese, my mom thinks you're the ideal woman. Because my mom had actually said this recently because she just loves Reese Witherspoon movies. So Reese was kind of like, how old's your mom? And I was like, I don't know, like 50 something. She just loves your movies, and like we obviously do too. We just want to say hi. And as I'm talking to Reese, I feel a little buzz in my pocket. It's my dad texting, and I glance down the street and I see my dad's head kind of like popping out of the bushes watching us, which is way worse than had he just come up. Kind of give him like a go back. You're gonna ruin this for us. And we continue conversation with Reese. So we do some small talk, chit chat, and my sister hasn't said anything at this point. She's like starstruck. She can't move. And I keep glancing at her to like add something to the conversation, and she's just having none of it. I think Reese may have sensed this too, because she turned to my sister and said, oh, this is a great restaurant. Have you ever been here? And my sister's like, oh, yeah, I've been here before. I knew my sister had never been there before. So she sort of lied to Reese. And I kind of looked at my sister and was like, you have? She said, yeah, isn't this place called Homegrown? And Reese looks at her really confused. No, it's called Bacchus. This is where my sister hypothetically soiled her pants. I think Jake also sensed this too, because before I even get a word in, he said, well, it's actually a great place to bring an ideal woman. Harkening back to my opening line to Reese. And I look at Jake and Reese and I said, or it's a place to bring the ideal woman. And I kind of one-upped this line. I don't know that he loved that. And here's why. So my sister actually conveniently has her camera with her. So I just throw it out there like, hey, can we take a picture with you guys? And immediately Jake's like, I'll take the picture. Okay. So my sister hands Jake the camera and he takes this picture. And we kind of thank them, but they scurry out of there. And it was in that moment that I kind of vowed like, I'd never be one of those people. I'd never move to Hollywood and try to be a star, as I'm doing that exact thing right now. Until the next story.